Welcome back. My name is Aaron.
My name is Colin.
And this is the
Sports
Hive
Hive
Show.
Woo!
NBA playoffs are in full swing.
For some.
Yes. For some. We'll talk about the Lakers in a second. But we are down to, we have two teams already in their conference finals. And then we have two more.
Battling out.
Two more spots open. They're battling it out.
There's 6 teams left.
Yes. So we have the Cavs and the Pistons who just played tonight. Cavs have a 3-2 lead. And then you got the Spurs and the Timberwolves left. And the Spurs last night took a 3-2 lead. Your Lakers, unfortunately, got...
No, I get it. I said what was going to happen.
Yep.
If they started playing, so...
We all knew they were going to...
If Luka came back, it maybe would have been 1 game. 1 or 2 games, if that.
I think if Luka was back, it would have been...
Probably like game 6.
Yeah, at least.
But, because the Lakers without him Monday, put up a fight.
Yeah.
And Chet, his game-winning basket, essentially, was a travel.
Bro,
hardcore.
He walked from California to New York and back.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't call it.
And Tony Brothers was just like right there, just looking at him.
Just staring at him.
He said, "I see nothing.
Can't see me."
Yeah, but
that's what Chet was doing.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It still sucks though to get swept. I feel ya. Our teams got swept by the same team.
You see, Dylan Brooks was in the audience.
Yes,
you see that?
Bro, he was all iced out.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, iced out on a chain, iced out teeth, iced out watch, like villain to the max planned out.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he's got like personal beef with Braun or what, or it's just on the court because I think after the fact, some dude ended up catching him after the game. It was like this guy ended up finding Tony Brothers also after the game and talked to him, and I think he also found Brooks too, and then talked to him. I think Brooks not praised, but said good things about LeBron, but he also got swept by the same exact team. So
yeah. I think he knows he's the villain of the NBA, and he's just out there trying to, Draymond being another one. But I think he's just out there just having fun. I don't think there's real beef between him and LeBron, but I think he was just there just because.
Yeah. I like Draymond now. Hated him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Brooks, I didn't like him on Memphis, but.
Nobody understood him
here
when he was young. Came from the Ducks. And
he was still first-round draft pick. I think he was round 1, pick 24 or something like that.
Yep. And everybody thought he was just being a punk. Just like everybody hated Draymond at one point, but now are starting to like him a little bit since he's in his old age and can respect him playing defense. He doesn't score all that much, but he does know how to play defense for sure.
Well, yeah, there's a difference between how Draymond plays defense and Brooks plays defense as opposed to Lou Dort on the Thunder.
Right.
Dort's just snaky and will purposely kick his. Draymond did it too. Draymond kicks people and stuff, but
so did Brooks.
Yeah, they all do it, but I feel there's just there's a difference.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
And then Wemby the other night purposely elbowed Nas Reed. Then he got a flagrant 2 and he got ejected. But then Draymond on his podcast basically had said that if that was anybody else, it probably would have been a fine and or a suspension for the following game. He said if the rules were reversed, if it was Nas doing it to Wemby, then Nas would have got fined and he probably would have been suspended for game 4.
Oh yeah, there's millions of stories every season about all that stuff because he's absolutely right.
Because now if Wemby didn't play I guess it was game 5, then the Wolves would easily be up 3-2 right now. But they're down 3-2. So
because he got ejected, that was only the last game, yeah?
Not yesterday, but the game before. So it's
that's right,
Wednesday, so not Tuesday, Sunday.
Yeah, because the Wolves ended up tying the series.
That game
because Wemby didn't play.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day. That game, yeah.
Yep. And Draymond's absolutely right. Just because of who Wemby is. He's
already.
Not get
already.
Right. Which is insane. And, he is an amazing player, but when you are on that elite star level, which he already is, in the playoffs, yeah, you're not going to get
he ain't
suspended.
going nowhere. That's like suspending like Steph or Braun,
Right.
I guess, at their peak.
You're going to lose a ton of money, and the NBA knows that.
Oh, yeah. And then, I mean, this series was tied 2-2, so then you take away
the star player.
Arguably, I would have probably gave him the MVP over Shea this year of the league.
Yeah.
It would have been controversial. But also not suspending him is just as much.
Right.
So,
who do you think wins that series? Spurs are up 3-2. They play tomorrow night
in Minnesota.
Do you think the Spurs can close it out in Minnesota, or is Minnesota going to win a game and have to go back to Texas?
They play on Friday, by the way.
Oh, yes, you're right. Keep thinking today's
both
Thursday.
games. Both game sixes. I wish it was Thursday. Both game sixes are on Friday, so the Cavs could close it out and the Spurs could close it out. So then, I think the Cavs where are they at? They'll be back in Cleveland with a 3-2 lead.
Yep.
So they have home court. I think the Cavs can close it out for sure. So it'll be Cavs and Knicks, which I like. The Timberwolves, though, they're such a weird team because they've been relatively like the same exact team,
right,
for the past like couple years, and their starters have been the same. Like it's been Gobert, it's been Randall, it's been McDaniels, it's been Edwards, and whoever you have in that other fifth spot. I'm blanking on whoever it is, but like they're always like there. I don't know if they have enough to get past the Spurs for 2 games in a row. Maybe they can take it to a game 7.
right.
But then back in San Antonio on what would probably be Monday next week, then the Spurs would probably close it out, barring injury.
Because the Spurs obviously have a bigger chance of winning the series. Do you think the Spurs have what it takes to beat the Thunder?
I think all the teams left have what it takes to beat the Thunder. The Pistons are probably too wishy-washy, I would think. Too inexperienced in the playoffs, other than Tobias Harris. And he played not good tonight. At least at the beginning of the game, he didn't.
Right.
I think the Knicks can beat them with Brunson and Cat and Hart and Bridges. Spurs for sure could. Timberwolves could. It's just a matter of
whistles.
That
was crazy. The first 2 games of that Lakers Thunder series.
Oh yeah, no, that second game, I believe it was, or game 3, I can't remember. One of the ones. I was out paddleboarding that night, and like I was like watching the game, and then I was like trying to listen to it, and then I like heard, like, I think it was Mike Breen said something about like, oh, the Thunder going on like a 20-7 run or something like that, and then it was like, oh, foul on Reeves, Holmgren, and 1 or something like that. I was like, all right, turn it off, because I didn't have my phone, and the speaker, they were all in like a waterproof bag at the front of the paddleboard, and I couldn't turn it off. I was like, please
turn that crap off.
Turn it off, or I'm throwing it in the water. And like I can't fully blame the whistle. I can for sure in game 1 and game 2, but 3 and 4, the Lakers probably averaged like 14 turnovers a game in that series at least, which is crazy because they played like good ball, like turnover wise, when it came to like the regular season. They only averaged like 8 a game, but in the playoffs, even versus the Rockets and then the Thunder, in those 10 games, I think still probably honestly average like 14, 15 turnovers a game, which is not good.
Yeah, no, not at all.
If you let them capitalize also.
Right. That was, yeah. And then, I mean, they were up by 5 game 4 here before they got swept and going into the half.
Up, yeah. Yep.
And then they come out in the third quarter. They scored. First time they scored 2 points, well, there were 6 minutes left in the third. And
no, they always shit the bed in the third quarter.
Because I turned the game on, and I watched the second, third, and fourth quarter. I missed the first. Second quarter, they were balling, and then they just came out hella flat. Like, they couldn't do anything right. I don't understand that, because they had the momentum. They were on fire going into half, and then they come out, and it's like, well, like, what just happened? Did a family member die? Like,
yeah, and Shea, that this series was only averaging like 15, 16, 17, and 1, 2, and 3. And then he has like 36 in game 4. So, like, if you would have done what you did with him the first 3 games, then you would have had a chance to win this one. But then you didn't. And then it's not Adonai. Adonai Mitchell is the wide receiver on the Jets from the Colts. But A.J. Mitchell on the Thunder.
Yeah.
That boy is stud.
Yeah,
he's really good. But then, yet again, everybody's always good versus the Lakers, especially when you're a no-name player. Well, I'm not saying he's no-name, but, like, not on superstar level. Like Chris Jenkins on the Pistons, haven't heard a peep from that dude since he dropped, like, 35 on the Lakers, like, a month ago. So.
Man, I just wish Luka played this playoffs. Like, balled out all season long, and then can't play the playoffs because he got hurt. And then the same with KD. KD played the entire regular season. And played one playoff game?
Game 2, yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so frustrating, dude. Like, to play the entire season, and you're trying to get your team to this point, and then you can't play. Like, I really believe if Luka played, both series would be completely different.
Yeah. Luka hadn't played since him and Reeves both got hurt in the same game against the Thunder back in, like, beginning of April, I think. Or end of March, one of the two.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, Luka averaged, like, 34, like, 8 and 8. So you're missing all of that.
Yep.
But then, yet again, you bring him onto the court, then you obviously add his turnovers, and you add him as a defensive liability, as some say. But he also played great defense this whole last season, so we'll see. I also don't know if he would have got a favorable whistle over Shea or anybody else on the Thunder, for that matter.
It's crazy, the favoritism that is clearly had for the Thunder in both these series right now. Well, honestly, all season. But both the series that they swept, just the favorable whistles that the refs are giving them is insane.
Yeah, the Thunder...
I don't understand why that happens for certain teams, and that goes for all sports.
Yeah, I would say the NBA referees have the most impact on a game. I mean, NFL too, but, like, because NFL you can call holding on every single play, you can call pass interference on every single play, you could call face mask or roughing the passer or whatever. But, like, the NBA, I feel like is just different because you can reward points, like, instantly.
Yep.
The NFL, all you can do is spot the foul, 5-yard,
move
10,
the ball up.
15-yard penalty. Just, you can't help them score.
Right.
NBA, you can. So,
goaltending, 2 points.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like,
no, dude, clear block.
Yeah, and, like, I'm trying to think, like, if there's ever been recently. Like, I don't even think, like, Steph and the Warriors, when they were doing their thing, had a whistle like this.
No. Because they were actually good. They were playing ball.
Well, yeah.
And they were good. They didn't need whistles.
And Braun, Wade, and Bosch on the Heat didn't have no whistle like that either.
No.
Kobe, Powell, Fisher never did. Kobe and Shaq together really never did. But also, I mean, like, they did have refs on their side for a little bit over there in 2002 against the Kings. But all those teams that have repeated or whatnot, the dominant teams, even the Nuggets, when they went their little stretch right there. Well, Jokic maybe had, like, a little bit of a whistle, but
right, like, what is that? Like, I don't understand how that becomes, like, a thing for a player and or a team to where they get the favoritism from refs like that. They just, every single time Shea goes up and flops his hands, like, he just a whistle.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, Shea's been on the Thunder since they traded, because he was on the Clippers.
Right.
And then traded him and a shit ton of picks to the Thunder for Paul George, and that was it. That's all the Clippers got out of it. So then, I mean, like, Shea has been there a hot minute because PG was on the Clippers for like 4 or 5 years, and then now he's on the Sixers for 1 year. So SGA's been there for at least like 6. And then, I don't know, I feel like the whistle hasn't really showed up for them since, like, they got Chet.
And then Chet was out his entire rookie year.
Correct. And now he's in his 3rd year, I think.
Right. 2nd year playing.
Correct. But, like, it's weird.
I just don't understand it, honestly. Like, I'm trying to understand. Like, I want whistles. Like,
correct
to my team, dude. Like,
yeah, like, and I know the Lakers get like favorable calls too, and whatever. But it's like
I like the Thunder.
I was gonna say it's different.
It's disgustingly different. Like, I'm gonna ask you a controversial question. Since sports betting has now been a thing through all the states,
Vegas can rig it for sure.
is sports being rigged now, especially the NBA and the NFL? It's hard to rig the MLB right now. There's a lot of cheating going on for sure between the teams, whether they get caught or not. It's happening. But with the NBA and the NFL, is it rigged?
I mean, I could see you try, like, as a ref, you can sway things any direction that you want.
Right, because they're not held accountable for anything.
No.
So
they don't get interviewed either at the end of the game.
Right.
They just blow their whistle whenever they feel like it.
Right.
Then,
like you said, they can sway the game whenever which way they want. So why not it not be rigged, kind of thing, right? In their favor.
yeah, I know our fodder always says that sports aren't rigged, but there's
Before sports betting, I don't think so. But since sports betting has been like a gigantic thing the last couple of years, I can see year over year it being more rigged and more set up for a certain team to win. Obviously, you have to play your part. Like, it's not rigged because it's not rigged to the point to like it's like the WWE kind of thing where it's just fake, right?
Yeah.
It's not that.
Well, rigged and scripted, I think, are a tad
different.
bit, a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not getting to that point, but I'm just saying I think like it's definitely shady for the Thunder this year, especially throughout the playoffs to get the whistles at the beginning. It's kind of
They started
makes
18,
you think, right?
They started 18 and 13, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then it ended the season like 65 and 17.
The Thunder?
Yeah. So, because they had a shitty start to the beginning.
I don't know if they did. I think they were.
No.
Who was the team that went like 24-2? Was that not the Thunder?
Okay, there might have been.
The Thunder. They had that record the year before, but I think they might have had this year like a 24-2 record. Because I remember Shea earlier in the year getting like 25 free throws in one game, or 30-some free throws.
He averaged a dozen, by the way, a game versus the Suns.
Love it. I just think there is a chance, a high chance, that the NBA can be rigged. Maybe not every game, but important games.
Yeah. I mean,
that's just my own opinion. I don't want it to be, but I just think that's where we're headed as a country, but as like NBA and their followers. Like we can see it. Like we're not dumb.
Yeah, they did start. Let me see, 24-1.
So it was them. I was thinking the Pistons could have been the other team I was thinking about too.
And then they went from 24-1 to 16-10. So then they started losing, I guess. But like,
that's still better.
Yeah,
I would have that all day long. But what do you think? Do you think that's more of a possibility, especially with sports betting?
Probably now, more so than before.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like if you were to try and rig it, why rig it in the team's, like, as in the Thunder's favor? Or, say, the Chiefs' favor, or the Dodgers. The Dodgers make sense because that's LA and money-making team for the MLB. But the Chiefs in, Kansas City, and then the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
That's partially my question. I'm asking, like, why certain teams get, like, the favorable whistle,
Yeah, I don't really know. I want to be a ref.
Right.
So I can figure it out.
For real, though.
And then whenever I figure it out, I'm blowing it up. I'm not taking my fucking mouth off a whistle in a Lakers game, I'll tell you that.
And then you're going to figure it out that it's all conspiracy, and you're going to go to Pat McAfee and let him know so he can break the news.
Well, I'll just tell him on the side so then you can bet.
Yep. There you go. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That's like the refs have no accountability. Like, I wonder, because obviously if refs are reffing a certain sport, they like that sport, I would imagine. And they have their favorite team that they grew up watching, I would imagine, right? And they're reffing everywhere. And you're reffing your favorite team at some point or another in your career.
Or a team that you grew up hating.
That too. So you think maybe that, hey, a favorable whistle just because I'm a huge Lakers fan since I'm looking at Lakers stuff. Or I hate the Pistons, so I'm going to blow more whistles against them. Like, since there's no accountability to be had.
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
the head of the referee association, whatever you want to call it, some association, is a huge Thunders fan. Thunder fan.
I didn't know that. Makes sense.
There's some tweets that were brought up from 2011 or 12 or 13. And this dude is the head of all the referees.
And then the Thunder are just magically getting these whistles.
Correct.
Ha! So that just makes my conspiracy brain for rigged sports bigger. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's this dude posted, I think, a video on TikTok of an outfit that he was wearing or something like that. And I think Jared McCain and one of the Jalen Williams and I think Chet, all three commented on it. McCain for sure. So,
Shoot.
Yeah.
But we're going to continue to watch sports, though.
Not Thunder games.
Yeah, no. Nobody wants to watch those.
The only way I was watching Thunder game, I was I'd have been a little bit pissed if the Lakers won on Monday. Tell you that, because then I would have had to watch a game 5 tomorrow and then watch 5 fish in Thunder uniforms play football. Yeah, basketball.
Oh, man. Well, LeBron. Let's segue to LeBron. Everybody knows, whoever's been watching basketball for the last 20 years, especially this year, LeBron is now a free agent.
For the first time since I was 19.
Correct. So, what does he do? What do you want him to do? Does he go to retirement? Does he stay a Laker? Does he go to the Cavs? Does he end up on the Warriors with Steph? Or does he go to New York and be with the Knicks?
I mean, it doesn't really...
And he's
none of it really... He'll be 42.
Right.
None of it really makes any logical sense at this point in time other than retirement, because if you go to the Knicks, you're not going to win anything. I really don't think so.
Right,
because you add a 41, soon-to-be 42-year-old LeBron doesn't mean you're going to automatically be
NBA champions.
Exactly, because you still have to go through the Thunder and then the Spurs. So, and then whatever team were to sign him, then they're not re-signing other key players.
Younger players.
Exactly. So then if you throw him to the Cavs, then you're not going to be able to keep people happy because you have Donovan Mitchell, you have James Harden, you have Mobley, you have Allen, you have Strus. So you already have your core starting 5.
And they're doing good, obviously. And they're 1 game away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
Exactly, which they haven't been there since Braun was there.
Right.
But you have that core 5, and then you have whatever you got off the bench. So then in taking LeBron, you're going to obviously have to give him a starting spot. So then somebody's going to get thrown to the bench. And then whoever was on the bench before that, whether he was important or not, is getting the boot. And then whatever Rich Paul and Braun negotiate, it's going to no smaller than $20 million. There ain't no way.
What's the vet minimum?
Vet minimum is chump change to LeBron.
It's couple million?
Yeah. It's maybe 3, 4.
What if
million.
you just snag him for the vet minimum?
Well, then, yeah, do it, but that's only if LeBron agrees to it. And I think LeBron only agrees to it if he goes to the Cavs.
Right.
Anywhere else, he will not.
He's not going to take the vet minimum anywhere.
I don't think so. And then the Warriors, I mean, he gets to play with Steph, gets to play with Draymond.
Wouldn't that be crazy? And is Steve Kerr coming back?
Yeah, I believe so.
He just got signed for 2 years, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So you have Kerr there, Draymond, and Steph. And Steph wants to play 20 seasons, and he just played his 17th.
Yeah, Steph
so he has a couple more years
play a lot
for sure.
Longer, yeah.
If he did sign with the Warriors, obviously he still stays in California where he's living. Do the Warriors end up automatically winning an NBA championship with that squad? Because I think you're right. I don't think he's going to go to the Knicks. I think he'll go to the Cavs, maybe. But I think there's a high chance, obviously for retirement, I think it's a high percentage for sure. I think that's going to take the cake over 50%. But then there's a chance he goes back to the Lakers. But there's also been Warrior talk for years.
I feel like it would probably be 50% Lakers, 25% retirement, and then the other 25% would be Warriors. Because the only other way that he would leave the Lakers is to team up with another old person to try and give it
one last shot,
one last ride into the sunset. Because he's not going to retire off of a sweep.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
His ego's too big. He ain't gonna do that.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, retirement obviously makes sense at his age, but he's literally at his peak. Like the numbers he was doing this year, it doesn't show he's 42. He shows that he's 32, and he's playing ball. So I was thinking the same thing you just said. I don't think he's gonna retire off a sweep like that.
No, I wouldn't.
So whether that stays with the Lakers or he goes to a different team, like that makes sense. Like you just said, team up with another old person. Why not team up with two old people, Draymond and Steph?
Yeah, and you already know that they have chemistry.
Yeah.
And then you might as well you can have, I wouldn't even be mad at this. You just have LeBron take the vet minimum.
Right.
On the Warriors, and then the Warriors can trade whoever they want to the Rockets for Durant. So then it's Steph, Bron, Durant, Draymond.
That would be
and
crazy.
Just a bunch of water boys, towel boys, janitors on their bench.
Dude, that would be insane.
That's what I root for. Those are the 4 oldest people in the NBA right now, I think. And you still keep Al Horford off the bench, too, for the Warriors, I believe.
Al retired.
Did he?
He did.
Okay, well, there you go.
It was only, I think it was only like 2 weeks ago that he announced that.
Tingus Pingus is there, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
That's your
Porzingis.
That's funny. That's a 10-year-old meme.
Yep. That's right. He's still there. And
So
he
there you
hardly
go.
played this year.
There you go. Yeah, no, because he got traded from the Hawks
And then he was hurt.
for the cum bucket.
Yep.
There you go. So he's for cheap. So he's a 7-footer. So you Porzingis, and then you have Draymond, and then Durant, and then LeBron, and Steph.
Did Durant ask for a trade yet?
No, but like that was just blasted everywhere. And then I mean also like
Given his history, that makes sense.
his history, yes, and then his burner account on Twitter is for sure him.
Oh yeah.
Because he said, oh, what did he say? What was it? He called one of his teammates a retard, and then he said the other one couldn't hit a fucking shot. So, like, it was basically just him out there. So, I wouldn't want to play with that dude, even if you just
No, for sure.
mortgage your future for a 1-year rental of Durant and
Who didn't even play playoffs except
Exactly.
for one game.
and Van Vliet. You signed him, but he didn't play because he got hurt in practice at the beginning of the year. And Steven Adams, he was out for the year. So all those people that you brought in, they really never played together. So, like, you can either bring them all back, wait for them to be healthy, or you trade
KD
Durant, who has been on 4 teams now, right? Thunder, Warriors, Nets, Rockets,
Suns.
and Suns. So 5. But just go back to the Warriors. You would have to trade Podzemski for sure, and Moody.
Yeah, the Rockets like the young players.
And then probably a first-round pick because Durant he's still like that. So,
Unfortunately.
yeah, a little bit older than Steph, I think, though, by like 3 years.
That would be crazy if you would
Doable.
go back to the Warriors. Would you rather have KD for a couple years, or would you have LeBron for a year?
Probably LeBron,
If you were
just
Warriors.
to see how it was,
Yeah,
because you already saw KD and Steph.
they've won together, so
Exactly. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Steph and Clay and Draymond won without KD. KD just helped
true fact.
the following year.
True fact. All right, so we're leaning towards. What do you think is going to happen?
50, like I said, 50% Lakers, and then the first 25% would probably be Warriors. And like what we just said, he's not going to retire off of a sweep, so I don't think retirement would even be an option.
That's one reason why I try on the Laker game, because I just didn't know if it was going to be.
Case.
If just in case he does retire, I caught his last game.
I know. I was telling Emily during her graduation, I was like, "This could be LeBron's last game."
Right, which is insane to say, but it could be.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not going to retire.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not off 4 losses in a row.
I agree.
I wouldn't.
So let's talk matchups real fast. Who is winning, the Spurs or Timberwolves?
Spurs.
Okay, so you have the Spurs and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks are already there because they swept Philly pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yeah. It was
and
ridiculous.
Their historic 51-point game.
That's right.
Win that they had against, who did they play before? Hawks.
It was the Hawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then beat the Sixers, and their game won by 39 the following day.
So the Knicks have only lost 2 playoff games. Did the Hawks steal 2 from them?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's because CJ McCollum was going crazy for 2 games.
That's right.
So they're 6-2, 8-2.
So you got the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals waiting to play either the Pistons or the Cavs. Who's winning that series?
The Knicks, no matter who it is.
Okay, so you don't care about the Cavs or the Pistons?
I mean, the Cavs. Well, the Cavs are going to be the Pistons because they're already going back to Cleveland with it.
So you got the Knicks in Cleveland.
Yes.
And you think the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals?
Well, yeah, they've probably been the most dominant.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree.
Because they also have. I mean, they have a good team. Anybody can pop off, whether it's Bridges, Hart, or Brunson, Cat,
right?
Robinson. Whenever he's not really an offensive weapon. Just
so you got the Knicks in the NBA Finals. Thunder, Spurs.
My heart would want Spurs, but my brain and history says Thunder. Yeah, recent history.
I think the Thunder, my own opinion, I think the Thunder will sweep either the Spurs or the Timberwolves.
It's not going to be a sweep. It's not.
If it's the T-Wolves somehow, they're getting swept. Maybe I can see the Spurs stealing 1 or 2 games.
I don't know. The Timberwolves and the Spurs both play a lot better defense than the Lakers. And a lot better defense than the Suns.
Nah. Yeah.
So, well, that boy don't really play defense.
Nope.
Not too much. But, I don't know. I mean, I could see both finals, whether it's the Knicks versus the Cavs or Pistons. Either way, it's probably going to go to a Game 7 on either side, as it should.
Yes. There should be no more sweeps.
No mas.
I hate sweeps.
Correct.
Give me Game 7s all day long.
Yeah. Or just sweeps are just like an ass whooping in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Stupid.
Like that Broncos and Seahawks game.
Yep.
Forever ago. Broncos got mollywopped.
I hate Super Bowls like that where it's just one-sided all game long.
Or 10-3. Like
that's
the Rams
worse.
and Patriots.
That's worse because now you're not seeing anything.
I'm waiting for the commercials.
Yeah, at that point. All right, cool. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I'll do this real quick. Could have saved it, but I'm not going to.
You're good.
It's 4 hypothetical trios.
Your game.
Real quick. I'm going to tell you all 4. I'm going to have you choose which 4 do you think would win the most. So I'm going to start with more recent. It's SGA, Edwards, and Tatum together. Then still all 3 playing, those 3. And then the following 3 are also all 3 playing. You have Durant, Steph, and LeBron. Then after that, you have Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, and Kobe. And then after that, you have Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan.
I hate you. So I pick.
Obviously, you can get rid of the young guns, as in like SGA and Tatum, because they're 4th place.
Yep.
So then that will leave AI, Kobe, T-Mac, and then Steph, KD, Braun, and then Bird, MJ, and Magic.
KD and Steph are elite shooters. I'm not a KD fan by any means of the imagination.
Well, KD and Steph also already won a ring together.
Right, but they are no doubt first ballot Hall of Famers, as most of those players on there. Am I picking one set out of the 4?
I should have done it like a small bracket, but
so let's do it like that. We'll do the people still playing. Obviously, LeBron, KD, Steph. Put them on one side.
Yeah,
and then
I'll pair those 3 versus SJ and Tatum, so then get rid of those 3.
Yep.
So then that leaves AI, Kobe, and T-Mac versus Bird, Magic, and MJ.
See, this is...
Obviously, there's more rings won by the Bird, Magic, and MJ
the older
team.
Set, but I know that they're obviously Hall of Famers, really, really good. MJ always talk about being the number 1 GOAT.
In this, it's essentially T-Mac versus Bird and then AI versus Magic, because Kobe and Jordan are gonna.
Yeah, I know. It's my head is leaning towards the old fellas just because of that matchup. Because obviously matchup 1-to-1, yeah, the older guys are gonna take that. But my heart, because I grew up watching these guys,
Mm-hmm.
is Kobe, T-Mac, and AI.
But then it doesn't really go. It's not gonna matter if you're just gonna choose Steph and KD
But I don't
and
know
Braun.
that yet. So like,
that's the team I would choose personally, and that's over Kobe.
That's what I'm leaning towards. I just want a good matchup, and I love Kobe. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go through my heart.
For the long haul, you're gonna do Kobe, T-Mac, and AI.
Yeah.
Over Steph, KD, and Braun.
No, for the bracket to beat
okay,
out the
yeah,
old fellas.
yeah, good choice.
But no, the Steph, KD, and LeBron can.
They also just ran through every Olympic team together in their old age as well. So not even their peaks.
I think if that was like a live 3-on-3, that squad is taking the championship for sure. And Steph's shot is insane. Best 3-point shooter ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he could throw up and make any kind of shot he wants. He's going to make it. And KD is the same way. And LeBron is just a force. And obviously a GOAT. Indeed. Regardless if you like him or not.
Yes.
He's going down as... The talk is always going to be MJ, LeBron, Kobe. It's always going to be like that. Nobody else is going to be entering that talk.
Well, sports media has Kobe around like number 10 because you're going to have like Shaq and Duncan and Kareem and Bill Russell.
If you come up with an all-time list, yeah. Do you hear? This is probably old, but Steph Curry was asked his all-time list. When I saw it it was either on Instagram or it was on TikTok, but he picked Shaq at the 5, Duncan at the 4.
Yep, probably Braun at the 3.
Yeah, Braun at the 3. Oh man, who's at the 2?
Either Kobe or MJ.
Yeah, it was MJ. MJ at the 2, and then himself at the 1.
Indeed,
he picked himself, and I think that's a strong 5 right there.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's not much else you could choose. I mean, other than that, you have
you have Duncan.
You have Magic and Kobe and Durant and Hakeem and then like Wilt. So then
that's crazy. But yeah, I would go KD, Steph, LeBron.
Any day of the week. That's why I want to see them together.
Yep. That would be cool. That would actually be cool to watch.
I know. I'd have to.
I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm not a KD fan.
Kind of root for him a little bit.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm not a Warriors fan, not a KD fan, but I like seeing good basketball.
Indeed.
And that would be awesome just because those cats are not going to be playing 5 years from now.
Oh, well, for sure not LeBron. Steph, barring injury, probably could. I mean, because he came out of Davidson in 2008 and got hurt.
20 seasons, so I guess we'll see if he plays 21 or 22.
Because if you want to count the year that he got drafted, he's got 2 years left. But the year that he first played, he's got 3 years left. And then Durant came in 2006. He's played 20 years. So he's already at 20.
That's what I'm saying. I think 5 years from now, those 3 guys are going to be
probably
retired,
we could be talking
freshly retired.
Exactly. I was going to say, like, this time 5 years from now.
Right.
Freshly, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. As we wrap this up, if you guys would go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and share with your friends and family, that would be much appreciated. Let us know if you think the NBA or the NFL is rigged because of sports betting. Until next time.
Yippee.